everybody. Welcome back to the Carry Config podcast. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Ron, and here we talk about everyday carry, gear, loadouts, and everything new happening in the world of everyday carry. And speaking of new, Blade Show Atlanta, man.
Dude, that's what we're going to be talking about most of the time here, right?
Dude, it was a wild show. Like, I don't even know where to start. It was a huge show. My feet are tired.
How many miles did you walk, or how many steps? Because there's
I don't remember the steps exactly, but I think I walked like 18 miles over the course.
Oh, damn. Okay. I think I did like 15 or 16 miles.
Yeah.
When I looked at my watch, because I like literally turned on the indoor workout thing. And
Exactly.
it counted all the steps. So
yeah,
dude, how was your experience of it? I mean, Blade Show Atlanta was absolutely crazy. It was huge, but I want to hear your side of things, and then I'll give you guys mine. But
for sure. I mean, my first show was Blade Show Texas, and you know, it was comfortable, it was cozy, it was manageable. Jumping into ATL, man, it was a world of difference. 1,000 exhibitors. I heard that there were 25,000 people there. And it was record sales year for Blade Show in terms of tickets.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, when I was walking around, there was so many people that just came up to me. We got photographs, we've got autographs, all the things, and meeting a bunch of exhibitors. I mean, the people that I've known ever since I've been in EDC, they had tables there, and it was just crazy, man. Like, I met a bunch of buddies, Tri-State EDC, Cole, for the first time. We saw like Vero Engineering, ProTech, a bunch of tables, man. I was super hyped.
Dude,
it was such a good time.
So crazy. I mean, just the community aspect. I know we keep going back to community, but Blade Show is one of the few events that you can physically go and just meet all sorts of people, attendees, enthusiasts, makers, and fellow creators, right? Like you said, Cole, Tri-State EDC, that was a highlight for sure. We met I am what is it? I am the real OB. Now he's High Tide EDC. I'm always going to remember the
other
OB,
Brandon.
right? Yeah. Then you got Brendan, All American Maker. You've got, of course, Peter McKinnon.
Peter
was there, dude.
Pete was insane. Yeah, that was a moment we can talk about. Like, Pete has inspired both of us in several different ways, and we connect through Pete kind of in that way, because like we wouldn't have gotten into this if it wasn't for him, and meeting him in person. Dude, he's a tower. The dude is huge. The dude is huge. I'm 5'10", and the guy's like just like 6'3".
Yeah.
Has this like super cool aesthetic. I don't know, dude. It was just such a
his booth. He came as Pete's Pirate Life. And for all you listeners out there who are really into everyday carry, obviously that's why we're all here. He runs Pete's Pirate Life, and it's, you know, pirate booty, rare limited gear drops, and all pirate themes, right? And he created an entire pirate ship as his booth.
Insane.
And you know what's funny? To us, it probably was a scale ship. Like, that's how big a real ship would be. But for him, it was like a dollhouse. Like,
dude, he had to duck through things. I was just like, oh. Shout outs to Big Idea Design for putting that together in collaboration with Pete's Pirate Life and Pete and everything, because dude, they knocked it out of the park. So yeah, you gave him your Ranger eye.
Yes.
I saw that on your video.
Yes.
That was crazy.
That was so many milestones for me, man. Like, I think it's come full circle because, you know, during the pandemic, right, when I started YouTube, I was watching PM tutorials, how to edit this, how to do these effects. And he really, you know, indirectly guided my journey here, right? Like the attention to detail, the high quality, stuff like that. So I'm just, you know, the personality even. Like, one of my comments on the Blade Show Atlanta Day 1 video that I posted was saying, hey, now that I know that Peter McKinnon was your inspiration, I definitely see the resemblance in terms of the vlog style.
I was like, yes, Ron's doing it.
So yeah, it's a milestone for me. And to be able to meet the man, the Pirate King, and give him a product that I, you know, was able to create out of my own mind and offer to the EDC community is just, it's so wild on so many levels, bro.
Dude, I remember going straight to you afterwards, and I was just like, my day is done. My life is complete. We're over here sounding like fangirls, but it's true.
We are fangirls, man.
Yeah, dude. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think after I talked to him, I had to sit down for a minute. I was just like, whew, like, wow.
chill out.
I feel, complete. I feel fulfilled. All right, let's go run the rest of Blade Show and meet
Yeah,
everybody. But that's what I did, dude. I made a beeline. I went into the main show hall and I was like, where is it? And then I think you told me it's in the secondary room. I was like, okay, I'm going. So I didn't even say hi to anyone. I was just like, okay, I'm going back
you
out.
just bolted it.
Yeah. I needed to do it first thing because I didn't know how long he was going to be there. And it turns out that, of course, he's a busy guy. He's, walking the show floor, but he's also, doing other things. So I think a large portion of the show, he was out and about. So
which is good for him. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, he was saying that it was hard to get out of the show in the first place. So I was like,
oh, yeah.
He's probably just wandering around the small room where they were located. But
yeah.
Absolutely. Who was your favorite booth, dude? I want to hear that.
Ooh, there were so many good candidates, man. And for different reasons too. Like if we're talking about just like hype, I think the JRW booth was tons of fun because there was always something going on. Yeah. He had his little boxing mini game. He was doing lottos and giveaways, and it was really popular. Everyone was, crowding the booth, trying to win, trying to see if they won.
Yeah.
So that was a blast. I mean, Pete's Pirate Life, of course, the ship, just the aesthetic and just the full immersion of walking into the booth and just being in another world for a minute. That was wild.
I have to agree, dude. Those are my two favorite booths. I mean, Jamie's a super homie of mine now. I mean, I've seen him at 4 Blade shows now. Yeah. So it's just been great. But yeah, Pete's booth was insane. If you guys haven't seen the footage, Ron has some on his channel. I have some on my channel. I think mine was the part 2 version, but yeah, there's just like so much stuff to see and do. I think my third most favorite booth would have probably been at Daily Customs.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Yannick over there. And then his guys. They were just really down-to-earth dudes. I don't know. And I've never been to a German booth before. So like everyone had German accents and everything.
Yeah.
And you see all these fixed blades. I actually have one in front of me. For you listeners, this is the AK1.
Ooh.
The AK1 is just super clean. Like... titanium RWL 34 blade steel, very similar to 154 CM. But this is the most incredible fixed blade that I've used so far. I mean, like in terms of like pocket carry, right? Like we've got other big fixed blades, but like has a leather sheath and it fits right in the pocket. It kind of feels like a folder.
Oh yeah.
This is just it's dope. And they had so many different things. I think you got some stuff from Daily Customs as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think like that whole booth just has like, I wouldn't say, I don't know if eccentric is the right word, but it's very unique. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the bulk of Blade Show, a lot of the products that were put out on the show floor, you can kind of categorize them one way or another. Fixed blades are typically larger, very tactical or huntsman-like. And then you have like the folders that take all different sorts, shapes and sizes. But, that fixed blade is, miniature. It's streamlined. It fits well. And it's just very different.
I mean, I'm not normally a leather guy. I think I've told you that, Ron.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, are you going to get a Kydex sheath for it or something like that?
I don't know. It feels really good with the leather. I don't know yet, but this thing is Daily Customs, guys. Like this thing is sick.
Just got to put it in the pockets, man.
Yeah. Let it kind of patina up, and then we'll see how it looks. But I mean, moving forward into that, like we saw Work Sharp. You interviewed them, right?
Oh yeah. And then the Kyles. There's like 3 or 4 different
there's a
Kyles.
bunch of Kyles at Work Sharp.
No, they're cool people, man. And like I think that's one thing that I really, it cemented it for me, Blade Show. That knives is just not. It's not just about the knives. It's about the whole realm of knife maintenance, knife tuning, and it all goes to teaching you more about how to use them, how to keep them, how to maintain them. And Worksharp is a big part of that, and we can talk about it later, but KPL also was a great booth to visit just because, there's a whole another layer of knife maintenance. But I mean, Worksharp, they had their Pro PA there. I saw people walking around with the unit and, bag in hand. I was like, ooh, you're going to enjoy
and they
that.
sold out really, really fast.
Yeah.
The Pro PA is legit. Like if you're looking for a sharpening system, that's the one to go for. I still need to make a video on it. I haven't done any full length videos on sharpening systems just because there's so much to learn when it comes to sharpening. And I think you've gone through that process as like kind of a beginner in that sense, right, Ron? Like how was it to pick up the original precision adjust to the pro? Well, what are your thoughts on that?
The first word that comes to mind is sturdy. You know,
dude.
They reimagined
Robust.
it so that exactly. And I think one of the biggest, I guess, reservations I had about the precision adjust was that depending on, you know, the force that you apply to the stone as you're sharpening, there's a little bit of give, right?
Which can make a huge difference in terms of angles. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of variance there. And so the Pro PA solved that problem by adding like a little table that you can put underneath, or a little prop guard there that allows you to prop up the stand and give it more reinforcement. So when you're doing the angles, it's consistent every time. And they doubled down on that with the digital angle indicator as well. So
yeah, which is super nice, because then you can take down notes and be like, oh, okay, that's the angle I sharpened it at. Let me just reset it to this. Yeah. So was it pretty intuitive for you to learn how to sharpen with it and
I think
all
so.
that good stuff?
The biggest thing is you just got to try it. Like, I think the biggest tip for me was someone suggested just to get a beater knife or like a budget knife that you have in your collection and just try sharpening it. Because, you know, no worries if something happens, you use the wrong angle or you round it or whatever. It's just a matter of committing to a certain method, because there's push, there's pull, there's push pull, you know. You know, you just got to commit to one and see what happens and just kind of practice with it, and then move on to your daily users. And, you know, if
and
you
then
have
the anthem.
Yo, yikes.
I just posted on Instagram last night of my anthem hooked up to the professional PA, and I was like, okay, this is one I can trust. Yeah, it's nerve wracking, but I'm like, okay, this thing feels durable enough, robust enough, accurate enough to the point where I can trust it. So that says something. If I'm going to throw my baby, you know, my top 3 baby
discontinued, can't replace it if you mess it up, kind of deal. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Dope, dude. Let's see here. So we're gonna cut this part out.
Dude, KPL was fun. Like, I think you know, just talking to them and just they perceived the knife community in a totally different light. You know, like
Ryan is a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, up until this point, I was just like, you know, I, as a beginner, WorkSharp makes it super accessible for you to be able to sharpen whatever knife you carry in your pocket. You don't have to invest in a huge expensive system or, you know, be lost in the dark, because they have a lot of resources online, YouTube, to kind of sharpen and learn about the different methods. And so KPL, going up to their booth and talking to them about, you know, the different lubes, the pivot lubes that they have. And also now they have, you know, dry film and just knife guards that allow you to protect the surface of the blade, in addition to tuning it and getting that motion refined, the action refined. It's a whole nother level, man.
Oh, most definitely. And dude, just wait until you get into bearings and upgrading your bearings, like skiff bearings and stuff like that. Have you done that yet?
No, but I heard about skiff bearings, you know, like that was like the only difference between like one product to another. And it's a world of difference when you...
It is. When you take it apart, like you're taking apart your knives now. Like I saw that pair of 3.
I got it right here, man.
Bro.
I got it right here.
Let's see it.
Oh man, this thing, I mean, y'all know this pair of 3. It was originally gray G10, had a little snake knot lanyard on it, and I didn't maintain it for 2 years, man. I'll come out and admit it and be, you know, ashamed of doing so. But so I finally was like, you know what? I need to mess it. I need to mess with it. Like, I couldn't even flick this out like this. Like, I had to, it would stop.
The signature Spidey flick was just...
it would stop here. And I was like, it can't be me. I've been doing this for years. It can't be me. And so sure enough, I cracked it open and there was enough dust in there to
pocket lint,
stuff a pillow. Okay.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. So, you know, cleaned it, wiped it down, did the good deed. And then, you know, added some KPL and put everything back together, put on these Flytanium scales, the stone wash. It's called the Lotus. It adds another aesthetic to it for sure. Yeah.
It makes it feel way different as well, because you're holding a metal knife now instead of a plastic G10.
Yeah, it's in a completely different feel, because the G10 was flat and this has a lot of contours to it. So needless to say, it feels like a completely different knife. And now the action is so effortless. Shout out to KPL.
Yeah, what clip is that? Because that's a mod too.
Yeah, so that's the Lynch Northwest deep carry clip. And so
Yes,
it's a
dude.
stonewashed, it's either stonewashed or sandwashed, but stonewashed tie.
Yeah.
And, it's super subtle and
Yeah,
it
it's
just
looking
goes with
dope.
it for sure.
Guess who's trying to get Lynch to design a pocket clip for the Urban Minimalist?
No way. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, we're trying to do it. Oh, I was
Nice.
talking to Matt and Sean at the show, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't really like the clip." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't either. It just feels kind of half-assed. Like it's not my thing." So we spoke about it, and then I realized that they had the Lynch Northwest pocket clips for the F5.5 made.
Do it.
It's like, why don't we just throw one of those on there? And they're like, "No, we're gonna contact him and then basically see if we can just get a custom made one." I'm like,
talk about
please.
getting it done right, dude.
dude,
That's
you failed pretty hard at opening up the Urban Minimalist.
Thank you. I appreciate the raw call out. I'm ready for it. Yes. I was gonna say, tell us about it. How was your experience testing out the Urban Minimalist in the wild for the first time?
Tell me about it, Ron. How was it?
All right. I'll play ball. I don't have very much experience with frame locks, needless to say, and the Urban Minimalist is definitely a frame lock. Whether or not it was truly, genuinely difficult to open or not, I can't really gauge because I don't have that much experience. But I feel like I was the only one out of maybe the 40 people that held your knife that just couldn't get it. And, I think I have a lot of learning to do.
Yeah, I just had to give you
cool.
shit because that's the thing. With frame locks, I was the same exact way. I absolutely despised frame locks when I first got into knives, like as a knife beginner. Basically, you just get caught up on like a lock bar and then not be able to flick it or do anything with it.
Yeah.
And I think I need to send you one of the Urban Minimalists. So
I was gonna say, man, like I know you're a little biased, but like if I need a knife to practice opening a frame lock, which knife would you recommend? I feel like you're a little biased.
I'm just gonna send you mine, bro. You pick right now. Do you want my Micarta or the Black G10?
Oh, you already know the answer to that, bro.
To Black G10?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll
Hell yeah,
send you
man.
one.
I vowed to
we'll
you.
check it
I
out.
vowed to you the next time we like convene, maybe let's say 6 months. Let's say 6 months.
Blade
I'm gonna
West.
be a frame lock expert.
Blade West.
Blade West, let's go.
Whoever
Dude, I
wants to
wanna go.
sponsor Ron to come out, please hit me up and I will give you Ron's details and let's get him out here.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm making plans. I'm trying to figure out if I can get out there. I know it's closer to it's on your home turf, and it's gonna be fun.
It's fun, dude. I mean, the weather is amazing in the fall time. It's just it's spectacular. We still need to get drone shots through the canyons, the fall canyons, dude. Oh my god! I'll have you piloting in my Forerunner, and then we can just.
I'm only getting better at it, man. So strap me down in the back of your Forerunner, and I'll It's not what it sounds like, but I'll tail you, man. I'll tail you, and I'm gonna get some dope FPV drone footage.
Heck yeah, bro. God. What else we gotta talk about today? I mean,
Let's see. What's in your pockets, man?
what's in my pockets? I've been rotating through 4 different knives.
Wow.
Since I've gone back from Blade Show. The one that was mostly in my pockets today was this guy.
Let's go.
So I just pulled out a German custom knife. This is my very first custom knife ever.
Wow.
And this is from Blaurock Blades. This is the BRB4. This thing is operating off of skiff bearings, like we were talking about.
That's
earlier.
exactly what it was. That was the knife.
Yeah. So this thing, I mean, is absolutely drop shutty.
Yeah.
Like just insane. Also RWL 34 blade steel. And Jan over there, he's a really dope guy.
Yeah.
He makes all this stuff out of his garage. And this is the one that's just been in my pockets. The really cool thing about this knife is he basically does a hollow grind with a CNC mill. And I don't think I've ever seen that before where they like actually leave the grind lines on there.
Oh, that's wild.
So it looks pretty dope. Just insanely smooth, super cool design. This is Ashley's favorite, actually.
It looks awesome.
I think she said that she normally doesn't like the holes or the cut through fullers, but this one has 3 different holes on it.
It's done well.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to do that well in order for it to look subtle and not just over the top, try hard, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that was in the pockets. The other one would be the Synapse So the Vero synapse, if you guys don't know what that is, where are you? Are you living on?
I
a
feel
rock?
like that's the
Because this thing is-
showstopper from Vero Engineering. Like out of all the knives that they brought,
Yeah,
the
dude, they've
Synapse-
been sold out. So I've
Yeah.
tried to get this knife 3 times.
Wow.
Even with an exhibitor pass, and they've been sold out. So finally got my hands on this one specifically because I wanted the carbon along with the hand satin or hand rub finish
Yeah.
on the blade.
Is that a show exclusive?
No, it's not. This is, I don't think he had a show exclusive. I'm not sure.
It's
if he
just
did or not.
very limited drops whenever they happen, and they're always sold out.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different variants, but we had that one, the AK1, you guys already saw it, and then the EMP relative.
Ooh, there you
So
go.
I'm not gonna lie, I normally disliked like the nimble, the EMP nimble, but this one, dude, it's clean,
Why is that?
super clean. I just really like the overall design of it. So the nimble, when it was closed, it had like another tab right here where you can like just use it as a flipper tab, and I thought that just looked really like ugly in my opinion. But this one, when it's deployed and everything, it just has that really nice aesthetic. It kind of resembles like a more hardcore urban minimalist.
I see it with like the compound grind and the more etching that happens on the scales. Machining,
exactly.
rather. That's awesome.
Yeah, so this thing is pretty dope.
Is that a variant of the Nimble, or is that a completely different model?
No, it's a completely different model. It's called the Relative.
Relative.
So,
Okay.
yeah, the Relative. You guys should take a look at it. I'll probably post some stuff on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I'm
might already
excited
be
to see
some
it.
Aside from that, I have my phone
Yeah.
and wallet.
You know what's funny? I heard Peter McKinnon say that he doesn't count phones as EDC because
That was in my video. Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
like, don't count your phone.
I disagree. I disagree, man. I disagree.
So do you know?
It's a tool, okay? EDC is about tools that help you get the job done, okay? Like his counter example was, do you count pants or whatever? And I get that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say this is my EDC because, you know, well, first of all, I don't wear the same one every day, right? So that's one. 2, I feel like clothes are different. You know, it's not a tool, right?
It's
just
not an accessory.
exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
EDC is like accessories as well. So
Right.
makes sense.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to defy the Pirate King on that one.
I don't know where I stand on that because
Oh, yeah?
I put one case on my phone and it's pretty much on there the entire
Yeah, dude.
lifespan of the phone. So
I feel like you've had that case as long as I've known you.
I actually had a different one. There was a green one that I have. This
Okay.
is the limited edition, like Sunset Pataka case
Okay.
for those of you guys listening in. But yeah, I mean, I use my phone every single day. Like that's my livelihood. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
whatever that means.
Yeah.
What's in your pockets, bro?
Nice. Okay, for sure. You know what's funny? I didn't pocket check a single person at Blade Show.
What?
And yeah. And I believe you did that. I just filmed it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch
what?
it back. Watch it back. You were the
my
one who pocket
God.
checked him. I was the B cam. And then later I asked him 5 questions and then he showed us his EDC pouch. So I did not pocket check him.
Okay, that was me. That was my pocket check.
Yeah. But what's funny is I think Tammy was the one who commented on my video. She was like, thank God you didn't pocket check anyone because everybody else is doing that on their Blade Show coverage.
Yeah, dude. I was pocket checking everyone, fans, more reputable people,
yeah.
Jamie, all the peeps. But
For sure. I mean, that's true. I mean, we gotta find out, right? But once you've published it, you know, it's gonna just make zero difference if we have like 20 Peter McKinnon pocket checks. You know,
yeah, yep.
he can
Taylor
only
beat me
swap
to
out
it,
his
but
knives so many
whatevs.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah, Taylor Martin. Meeting Taylor Martin was another biggie too.
Yeah, he was pretty nice. I mean, like, I've spoken with Taylor over the phone. We had like a couple-hour conversation. That's about it. And then after meeting him in person, dude, he seems pretty chill.
He's a chill dude. Yeah.
Down
And I
to
feel
earth.
like that's the resonating theme of everyone that I've met at Blade Show. Like, regardless of, you know, what style or what, you know, things they're into on a regular basis, just everyone's there for the common purpose of just loving knives and the passion of it. And so talking with anyone there at the show, you have the common denominator there. So everyone's just relaxed, you know, like, what's up, man? Like, what are you carrying? Like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you trying to get? This and that. And it's a good time. But anyway.
Sure was. Okay, let's see what's in your pockets,
I'm
dude.
stalling. The knife is the Spyderco Para 3. Showed that off just a little earlier. Modded it out with the Flytanium Lotus titanium scales, and of course that Lynch Northwest stone washed deep carry clip. And of course it's tuned and sharpened. Work sharp, KPL. Kudos to
everything up the wazoo,
yeah,
dude. It's
yeah.
just ready.
This is
ready
the,
for battle.
This is the one. So this was in my pockets throughout the show. I also brought my operator Malibu, the ProTech Malibu. I don't have it here with me, you know, in my pockets, but I also brought that to the show, and it was super fun. I think that was something I was on the hunt for a while, and I picked it up just a few weeks before the show.
Dude.
I know.
Yeah, so good.
I know.
Did you say yours had lock stick? I can't remember.
No, mine was
yours did. Yours
buttery
was super,
smooth
yeah.
right out the box. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, it was just a matter of like, you know, just opening it 100 times and just fidgeting with it a little bit, and it really helps.
You got to break in knives regardless. I mean, the more you flick it, the more it breaks in and the smoother it is. So
Hell yeah.
Don't.
All right, next up, I got a pry bar. This is another pickup from Blade Show. This is from the Nice Guy Machine Co. And this
I kind of wish I kept mine, dude, because Balin went and picked it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know what? I want the original Mr. Nice bar, which is the one that the variant that I was like, oh, I'm really wanting that. And I look at that one, and I'm like, did I make a mistake?
Go with
that
your gut.
one,
Go with your gut.
That one looks so clean.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for all you listeners out there, the Mr. Nice bar is your signature pry bar. You know, straight, right angles. It's the OG pry bar. Very iconic. The one I have in my hands is the Ladyfinger. It's more streamlined. It's got sharper, cute angles, subtle machining here and there, you know, little bevels. And I just love the look. When I saw that, I saw it like 6 months ago. And I don't know how many drops that he's made from then and now, but I could not get my hands on it at all. So, and I saw it and I knew he had it in stock. I was like, done, gotta get it. And of course, gotta get the Ultim bead to go with it.
Oh, did you have to cop that on top of it?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I think Balin has the bead that came with this thing still, but yeah. I don't know. The pry bars I use all the time. Do you ever use pry bars in the studio?
Oh yeah, all the time.
You do? Yeah.
The camera plates. That's the biggest thing.
All day long, bro. Sweet. Anything else?
Yeah. Let's see. I've also got this Zero Feud double clicker here. Had to do it in the channel colors.
Yes, those are so clean.
Yeah,
was he selling the keycaps too?
He was. Yeah. The way he did it was like, it was really cool. It was like a build it yourself. So you could choose the finish of the body, and then you can choose the types of keycaps you wanted. And he had, all sorts of colors. He had materials as well. Some were see-through, this and that. And then you could also choose the key switch underneath. So for all of you guys who aren't into mechanical keyboards, there's different types of switches. Some switches make a really loud click.
Were those blues?
Yeah, these are blues. And then there are others that, have like a very subtle click with more of a tactile feel. Those are MX Browns. And then there's some that are just very smooth, very like
linear
silent.
Switches.
Yeah, linears, exactly. So I had to get the clickies because, what's a fidget without that awesome sound feedback? But this one's cool.
I missed out, dude.
Yeah,
how much
man.
were those?
He was right next to JRW. These went for, I believe this one, the Anno aluminum, is like 55.
No, that's not too bad. Yeah,
that's not bad at all. And I think it comes with the keycaps and the switches. Shout out to Zero Feud,
dude.
Yeah, man. So
I'm actually talking to Pixel, the guy behind Pixel.
That's right.
We're trying to do a collab Pixel.
Yeah,
he wants some shots, and I'm like, should have gotten that one while I was at the show. I
saw that. I think I saw that conversation actually.
It was on Facebook.
It was on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Facebook. He's like, yo, I want some of the, like, for you to teach me product photography. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. He was like, teach me some product photography. And you were like, give me a product to teach you product photography.
No, we're playing now. So we'll see what happens, what comes to fruition on that.
I think
you're the only person that's going to know about that, because I'm not going to tell Balin.
Okay. and then you're going to show up with like a bunch of pixels. He's going to be like, what? Why did you leave me out of the loop?
God. We'll see about that. Cool. Sure. Is that everything you had, Ron?
I got a few more things, but we'll spend a little bit of time. I got the notorious EDC beer bomb here. This is the classic black on black. Yeah, I got a little glass bead here too, though. It's interesting.
Nice.
This is from an Instagram account called Mozart. And he's a fan of the channel, and he reached out and he's like, "Hey, I'm a glass blower." And I was like, What do you mean you're a glass blower?" And he said he makes EDC bees, and he wanted to send some out just to kind of have it.
That's dope.
Yeah, just to kind of see what it would look like on an EDC loadout, and it looks pretty cool. You know, green's not exactly my color, but just the contrast is wild. So
Super
there's
cool.
that, and of course I got my Crake Rackin. Say that 5 times fast.
Crake Rackin.
Crake Rackin. So this is a trainer. It's not a real thing, but you know, I'm just working my moves right now and just trying to get better at. Oh Jesus! Trying to get better at flipping and, you know, having a good time with it.
That thing is so clean, dude. I like the red.
Yeah,
It's
it
dope.
pops. Show me yours, dude.
Mine is upstairs
Okay,
because I was
no
playing
worries.
with it. I'll,
Okay.
I'll show you guys later.
Yeah. No, it looks great though. I think like he had it in your channel colors as well, and they sent one out to you.
Yeah, the gunmetal came out a little bit more purple than I thought it was going to be, but maybe over time will kind of change hue.
For sure.
But the pivots are, there's titanium pivots, and then they're anode to an aqua teal. So this color behind me. But
It's clean. I like it.
yeah, I dig it.
Nice, man.
Cool, dude.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think-
another booth too. Squid
Industries?
Industries. It was so wild, man. Like I've been getting into, you know, flipping ballets a lot more now, just because, you know, it's fun. It's a great intersection of, you know, EDC and fidget, because, you know, it's a knife, but it's also a fidget, and it's a lot of fun. You know, just learning the different tricks, working on your hand dexterity.
I'm just like really nervous to drop it. There's a clip of me dropping my Crake Rackin while I was walking from the mailbox, and I'll send it to you afterwards. But I literally like was trying to film it, and I was like, oh, like it's just like,
Dude,
no.
filming and flipping is a skill unique to creators, like that we have to actually learn how to do, because, you know, we're doing the things, and, you know, 10 takes, 9 of them will go bad because you're gonna drop your ballot, and the one you get, you're gonna have to like film while you're doing it.
Then you go onto their Instagram, and all their people that share, like, they share stories, and it's just like these dudes are like,
Yeah, it's
I
wild.
was just like, oh my god,
They're
that's
flipping their
crazy.
iPhone at the same time as they're flipping their rally, and somehow you end up with a good video. It's wild.
Yeah.
They're super talented. Like
Ridiculous.
All of them. Yep. Jelly, he like pulled me into an interview, and then like said, "Do you want to learn a trick today?" And I was like, "Sure." And he like taught me how to do an aerial on the spot, and it was a lot of nerves, man. I was like, "Oh my god, nervous."
Did you get it down once? Or?
I think so. Yeah, I think I managed to pull it off like near the end. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go with that one," and then just go home and practice it. So it was really cool to kind of learn at the booth and just kind of have a firsthand experience of it all. I mean, Blade Show was awesome. I think we can close it out here. I think there's a lot of things we can talk about, but we're going to be going on for hours and hours. So
Yeah,
you
literally.
can find this episode of the Carry Config podcast wherever you find podcasts. We got Spotify, we got Google, we got Apple Podcasts. Wherever you want to go, we're there. So until next time, I hope you really enjoyed yourself here. And if you have any ideas on what we can talk about next, we're live on Instagram. You can just send a DM, let us know. I'm Ron.
And I'm Brandon, and this is the Carrot Config. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Later.